Welcome. I'm Dr. Jerry Nolan, and this is Love is the Answer. Today I want to share a story about Mr. Blake, the courageous conversation he had with his student Jill, and the blessings that flowed from his courage and compassion. For several days in a row, Jill would stand by the door waiting to exit, and when the bell rang, she would say, "I hate this place." She didn't say it directly to Mr. Blake, but she said it loud enough so that he would hear it, and then she quickly exited the room. Mr. Blake didn't really know Jill all that well. It was early in the first semester, but he was concerned about her well-being and that any student would feel that way about school. Anticipating the same behavior the next day, Mr. Blake, in a very stealthy way, positioned himself so that he could intervene if the same thing happened again. He could get her before she got her patented getaway. Jill repeated the same thing. "I hate this place." Mr. Blake stopped her and asked her, "Do you really hate this place?" Now think about that. That took a lot of courage. Those comments that Jill made, he could have just as easily just blown off as senioritis or some high school drama. I don't want to go down that road, but he did go down that road. He cared enough to have the conversation. And it's a good thing he did, because good things came out of it. So when Mr. Blake asked Jill, "Do you really hate this place?" how did she respond? She said, "Well, no, but..." And then, according to Mr. Blake, she gets it out and stands there and talks to me for 20 minutes. I listened to everything she had to say, but I don't think she cared if I heard one bit of it. She just had to get it off her chest, and it was done. As she was talking, her whole countenance changed. When she started, she was like an inner tube that was blowing up, and then she just decompressed physically, socially, emotionally. And when she finished, she was totally at ease. And when she left, she had the biggest smile on her face and said, "You know what? I don't hate this place at all. I just have trouble with some of the people who are around me sometimes, and I don't like certain situations that I have to deal with." It would have been so easy, as we said before, for Mr. Blake to just ignore it and just not go down that road. Just chalk it up to a symptom of senioritis or high school drama, whatever it was. But that's not what he did. He courageously entered the conversation. Mr. Blake showed compassion because he sensed a need and responded. He showed courage because there was no way of knowing how this would go. All sorts of ways that it could have gone bad. Most importantly, he listened. He didn't need to say anything at that time. She just needed a friendly ear to bend, and Mr. Blake obliged. The blessings that emerged for both Jill and Mr. Blake happened over time as their conversations continued. Their class ended right before lunch, and it became very common for Jill to stay after class for 10, 15, 20 minutes, shoot the breeze with Mr. Blake. In her senior year, he became a mentor for her. As time came on for applications to college, he wrote her a great letter of recommendation that she cherished. She eventually got into the college of her choice, due in part to her relationship and the letter of recommendation from Mr. Blake. It's well for us to remember how small acts of love, one question out of concern, one conversation, can lead to meaningful and fruitful relationships with our students, our colleagues, and our loved ones. Not all courageous conversations are going to end this well. Nevertheless, we encourage you to engage in courageous conversations with your family, your loved ones, your students that need to happen. We will never know unless we try. Please read our companion blog on drjerrynolan.com. Follow us on Facebook. View our other videos on our YouTube channel, Love is the Answer. And as always, on behalf of me and my entire family, we wish you an abundance of peace and love.